Hey Steve, how are you doing? I heard a friend of yours died.
Yeah, no, it was really, it's really tragic. Actually, he was one of my first teachers, and yeah, it's just been a bit surreal, kind of just thinking about it. And I suppose I've had some time this week, kind of thinking about, what happens if I was to die unexpectedly? What are the implications of that? Um, and actually, so my parents have like a family get together every 5 years, and we do kind of an update in terms of kind of like family business. There's six kids, in our family, and so we're kind of updating stuff. But as they're getting older, part of that is thinking about, so what do we do um, if someone becomes sick, and we set those structures up. And the there's just kind of a number of things we were talking about at our last meeting, and my older sister's a nurse, and she's talking about the you can have like an end of life plan.
Hmm.
And so I was just sort of thinking about, what would that look like for me? What does that look like in the relationship to do that? And thinking that it would be a really good thing just to take some time with couples to sit down together and to so one of the things I'm actually thinking is that making videos for my daughters, so that I'll let them know that these are the resources. But if I was going to die unexpectedly, that I have a message for them, that I want to leave them with, and those kind of things. What's the message for your partner? How do you what do they need to know about your finances? How do they access stuff? All of those kind of things. So I think it's kind of a big topic, which I'm going to make a bit of time to address over the next couple of weeks. I think maybe we could talk about it some more as part of that.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a plan. I think also as we're talking about this, one of the things that happens is in any relationship, right? You kind of have this loose awareness that something could happen to your partner, whether it's going to be 50 years down the road or whether they die in a car accident today. And it,
Hmm.
it seems kind of morbid, but actually, Steve, you and I met at a quote existential conference, right? Where we're talking about death. And I think one of the things that people miss is that when you kind of think about these like boundary experiences, like our instinct is to draw closer to those we love, right? And so there's a reason why some folks love sappy movies because it kind of makes you lean into it. So if you ever find your relationship kind of getting a little dry, I think one of the things you can do is like, what would it be like? What would I do today if I knew my partner was going to die tomorrow?
Yes. Yeah.
Right? You're
Yeah.
not taking the
Because
night for granted. It's not going to be boring.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's essentially, it's like one of those existential givens that, like taxes, there will be death. Um, and and I think, for me, kind of being more of the avoider, there's that tendency I have to just shy away from it. Oh, it's uncomfortable. I won't think about that so much. But so I was taking the time, and like you were saying, just thinking about like what would I want to say, what would be in that message. It was yeah, it was quite poignant. But it was really lovely, actually. Just kind of, yeah. So that is actually something I'm looking forward to doing.